This green tea is very tempting. I pulled her to a corner where no one was. What are you doing here? And how do you know my company? The little green tea pointed to the lunchbox in her arms. Looking for praise, I'm here to deliver food to my sister. The food outside is too dirty. It will upset my sister's stomach. I was just about to say that my stomach is none of your business when I saw the fat man and the others looking gossipy. No. Then I swallowed the words that were on the tip of my tongue. When Fatty saw that I had discovered him, he stopped hiding and rushed to me immediately. Winking, Mong Mong, why don't you introduce me? I closed my eyes and exhaled, pointing at green tea. This is my cousin. Pointing at Fatty. This is my colleague, Fatty. Lee Man, how can you talk like that? Hello, cousin. My name is Wang Dechui. Da means big, and Shui means to hit your little chest. After saying that, he didn't forget to give green tea a greasy wink. I rolled my eyes and ignored his peacock-like courtship speech. Green tea smiled, and unlike her usual smile, her smile at this moment was quite like, I'll kill you. It's Brother Wong. Hello, Brother Wong. Brother Wong is really as handsome as my sister mentioned. Did I say that? We've only known each other for less than a day. Damn. Green tea is not only tea, she can also lie. She was about to shake hands with Fatty, so fast that I didn't have time to react. Then Fatty's expression twisted. Cousin, you are not only beautiful, but also very strong. What are you talking about, Brother Wong? I don't have that. She smiled, very hypocritically. I interrupted their suffocating conversation, sent Fatty and the others to eat, and then took green tea to the lounge. Tell me, why don't you leave? Why do you pretend to be my sister and bring me food? Green tea glanced at me and crossed her fingers. Sister, it's all my fault. I agreed to stay here for only one night, but I don't have money to go home. What do you mean? Are you relying on me? Green tea waved her hands quickly. No, sister. I don't want to cause trouble to you. I will feel guilty. I just want to discuss with you whether I can rent another room of yours. I looked at her in confusion, and her eyes were sincere. Although I don't have money now, I will pay rent to you immediately when I have money. Moreover, I will take care of all the housework, cook for you every day, wash your clothes, and do whatever you ask me to do. Mainly because I don't dare to go home now. Sister, stop. I interrupted her speech that seemed to be selling herself. You seem to have forgotten something. Green tea was puzzled. What is it? I crossed my arms and looked at her coldly. It's because of you that I lost my boyfriend. And he kicked me out in the most humiliating way. Yesterday's situation was a last resort. The most important thing is that I am kind, and I am worried about your safety as a girl, so I allowed you to enter my house. I knocked on the table. Now, are you pushing your luck? Green tea listened to me obediently, then lowered her head and didn't say anything. Just when I thought she wouldn't speak again, she looked up at me. Her eyes slightly red, and her expression was as lost as a big abandoned dog. I'm sorry, sister. I didn't know he would be so excessive to you. After all, I was wrong. Then she stood up and bowed to me. "I'm sorry, sister. I won't embarrass you anymore. Thank you for taking me in." She opened the door and paused for a moment. "Sister, eat the meal. It took a long time." Then she quietly closed the door and left. I tried to ignore the inexplicable guilt in my heart and opened the lunchbox. It was an omelet rice with a heart drawn in tomato sauce. It would be a waste if I didn't eat it. After eating, I continued to work and make money. I was always on the road. After the meal, the fat man came back and approached me quietly. "Go, man. Your cousin is so beautiful. And there is that tall one. She must be about 1.78 meters tall. Wow. Wow. Those long legs." I gave him a slap. "You coveted my cousin in front of me. You're asking for a fight." I don't know why, but when I heard the fat man say that about her, I felt very uncomfortable and depressed. The fat man laughed. "Wrong, wrong. Give me her WeChat." "Sister man." "Okay, sister man. I don't have her WeChat. To be honest, I really don't. It's just a one-night friendship. You have to be more reliable when you lie. Go, man. TSK, you stingy guy. Believe it or not." After work, I refused to go out with Fatty and the others and went home. I opened the door and looked around, and she was gone. I breathed a sigh of relief and lay on the sofa like GU turned on the boring TV and started to kill time. I fell asleep while watching, and when I woke up from the cold, I found that it was raining outside and the window was not closed, and rain fell in. I got up and went to the balcony to close the window, and I saw a scene that made me feel mysterious. A person was sitting on the bench downstairs, holding her suitcase in her hand, looking in the direction that was Little Green Tea. Is she crazy? In the early spring weather, the rain on her body is also freezing. I don't want to think if this is her self-torture. When I reacted, I was already holding an umbrella to protect her from the rain. She was shivering in the rain and looked at me with red eyes. "I'm sorry, sister. I'm leaving." After an afternoon, I still couldn't find a suitable place. I walked and came back here. Seeing sister turn on the light, my heart was warm. I don't want to disturb sister anymore. I felt bitter in my heart. I looked at her for a long time without saying anything. Her eyes that were expectant at first gradually lost that little bit of light. But I lifted her chin, touched her lips, and finally asked the question, "What brand of foundation do you use? It hasn't come off after being in the rain for so long." Green Tea was absent-minded for a moment, but still answered my question honestly. "It's Zixawa, long-lasting foundation. If sister wants it, I can give it to you." I sighed. "Let's go," I promised. Green Tea's daily doubts. I said, "I promised you what you said in the afternoon, but you have to sign and seal it." Looking at Green Tea's eyes that lit up instantly, I think this decision is still worth it. So, I had a tenant full of green tea smell and a nanny. But this nanny fainted as soon as she entered the house, and she had a fever. It took me a long time to drag her, to the bed. She looked thin, but I didn't expect she was so heavy. 4. Am I pregnant? after tossing and turning until midnight. When she makes some money, I will persuade her to go home. I gently lifted her head and put it in my arms. While patting her back, I hummed a song. K is